Welcome back everyone, and today we're going to look at these lenses. They are the cheapest lenses I could find on Amazon for the Nikon Z mount, because those lenses are blooming expensive and I wanted the cheapest, and they start from £25 to £65, which I think is blooming amazing. Please note, this is not a comparison against the £1,000 lens, £2,500 lens. There is no comparison. It's stupid. Why would you do that? What I'm looking at is, can I use these lenses for anything? Can I be creative with them? Can I use them for photo? Can I use them for video? That's what I want to look at. So we've got the 10mm pancake lens. It's a fisheye. It's fixed at f8. Next one we've got is a 25mm, and that's a 1.8. And the next one we got is a 50mm. And that's a 1.8 as well. These two came with little pouches, which are quite nice. And I mean, that's, yeah, would I have that funky? But hey-ho, maybe if I was rock climbing. And then we've got a case there, and we've got a lens cloth that came with that as well. So in reality, I think for the price, the build quality is absolutely amazing. How did they do it? These are all metal bodies that we've got here. Yeah, please note that these are manual lenses. You are not going to get an autofocus system, A, in this size and for this price. So yes, it's all manual, which does put certain limitations, especially maybe more so in video. In photos, you should be able to nail that, he says. We'll find out in a bit if that's the case, but you should be able to. And I just think having something like that in your arsenal to go out and be creative could be a fantastic thing. So let's see if that's the case. Let's go and have a look at these lenses and see the difference. So here we are recording on the 10mm lens. We're at 4K. We are shooting on a Z50. It does have the electronic stabilization on, in all fairness. We're set to infinity on the focus, and all looks pretty good, to be fair. We're in the studio. Yeah, so we're in the edit at the moment. I realised that there's a bit that I've missed in terms of video for the 25 and 50. I say missed, I didn't do it on purpose. The reason I didn't is that when I started, I realised that there's no point to doing it for a 1.8 lens that doesn't autofocus, because you're never going to get that in perfect focus unless it's a static object, in which case that's fair enough, but the chances of that are very slim. The 10mm f8, I could move around that and vlog with that quite happily, and it was all in focus and it was great. I might as well use the kit lens that comes with the Nikon Z50 or any other Z ranges, to be fair. Might as well use the kit lens that comes with it. You are going to get a perfect result out of that, and it's just not worth it with those lenses. So that's why they're not in there. They're great for photography, and you know, at £20, £30, £25, £30, whatever, they're brilliant. So watch the rest of it. Just thought I'd better explain. So we've come out today to have a look at these lenses. It took a little bit longer to get out here than I expected. So we've got a 50, we've got a 25, and we've got the fisheye lens as well, 10 as well. We're just going to use them all on the same camera, so you can see the quality that we're getting into that. It's just dial that down a little bit. It's very sunny out here today. Probably not the best time to come and do some photos, but at least everything will be crisp and sharp, so we'll see. Probably not the best for using it at 1.8, but we'll try and find some shady bits and see what we can sort out. So first off, we're going to put this fisheye lens on, which is nice metal cap that we've got into there. We've got the manual focus there as well, and it sits quite nicely on that. It's very flush, and I quite like that about it. So let's have a little play with this now. Okay, so now we're going to stick on the 25. Let's see what quality we get with that. Be interesting to see when we get back, because obviously I've been focusing with that. It's a very bright day. It is difficult to tell if it's on. It's easier if you stick focus peaking on. Little red dot there, I'm looking forward to line it up. So this lens, we've got the dial there to focus. So we shall see, there's quite a range on that, whereas the other one is either infinity or 0.3. This goes down to 0.2, which is quite nice. So yeah, let's go and have a play with this. Okay, so first little thoughts on this lens is obviously we can change the f-stop from 1.8 to 16, which is great. Focus is very, very easy. Unlike the pancake lens, which nothing really moves, you can't see, it's very, very easy to see on this where you are focusing in, especially if you use the eyedropper. Absolutely gorgeous, really nice to use. So this is the 50 that we're going to stick on now. Look for the red dot again. Similar again, we've got the focus on the front there, 0.38 on this one to infinity, and then we've got the f-stop from 1.8 to 16. Okay, so 50 is much like the 25 in terms of use and the way the aperture rings move, so it's easy to see that it's in focus, which is great. Yeah, time will tell when we go back and look at these photos. But I'm going to go around now and have a little play and take some more photos so that we can see what's going on. Okay, so we've just been around the park, had a little play with those lenses and cameras, so we're going to go back now and have a look and see how good the photos are. Fingers crossed. If they're anything like the results that I could see on the back of the screen, albeit they were tiny, yeah, first impressions are pretty amazing, to be fair. For the cost of those lenses, yeah, can't beat them. So let's go and have a little look. Let's see how good or bad the photos are and go from there. Okay, so we've got these lenses. We've got the 50, we've got the 25, and we've got this 10mm f8. Now we're back here. We're going to have a look and see how good they are. Okay, so I've imported these things. The one thing that I've noticed that I really don't like with these lenses, and it's more so from my testing, is that it doesn't give any information to the camera metadata as to which lens took which. Now, luckily I did these in a set order, so I know which ones I took. But that could have been a real pain in the arse for me. I don't think on an everyday thing it's going to matter. These are some of the images that we've got. So these are took with the 10mm. And if we zoom in, just let that load up. That's pretty decent. I've got to admit, I do like that 10mm. It's f8, so it is what it is. We then go on to the 25mm. And as you can see, quite a few different ones. Quite nice and decent as well onto that. Let's just zoom in. Yeah, I suppose my focus could have been more in the middle on that, to be fair. There we go, got it on that one. And that's at 1.8. But that's the other thing, is that I don't know what f-stop I took this at. And you know what, if I'm taking the photos, it really doesn't matter. I've got to be honest. It's only because I'm trying to tell you what I've done that it makes a big difference. But 1.8, look at the background on that. It's beautiful. And for the price of that lens, I think it's that one, yes, that one, is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So it is quite nice. Focus was dead easy with these, more so than with the pancake lens, because I could physically see it very, very clearly in the viewfinder. And this was the 50. Bit out of focus there, we've got the focus on that there. That one I think was took with the electronic viewfinder, the back screen rather than the EVF. And then I took a few more with the bumblebee going. Now we've gone up to here. This is the 25mm. So we just took that. It's 10mm. That's 25. That's 50. And again, you know, focusing, beautifully easy. Done some close-up detail into that as well. The 25 allows me to get a little bit closer, which is quite nice. So some beautiful detail into that. That's still at 1.8. What else we got onto there? That's the pancake lens. Wasn't expecting anything from that, I've got to be honest, at that sort of distance. And that was the 50. And that's quite nice as well. That was at 1.8, but hey ho. So, the quality of these, I've got to be honest, I'm really quite impressed. Yes, I could have focused better onto that, to be fair. You can use focus peaking on your camera. That does help, especially with this pancake lens, because you've just got that bit at the front to move. Focusing or focus peaking would really help onto that, and did help when I tried it with that earlier. These, I don't believe you need it, I've got to be honest. And these were a lot cheaper than this lens. This just fell over. It was a lot cheaper. They've got different uses, I've got to be honest. Should you get them? I've got to admit, I'm glad I've got these in my kit bag. I spent 1,500 quid on a 1.8 Nikkor lens, which is superb. It's beautiful, mainly for video, and we need the focus all the time. These are manual focus, they're cheap, they're cheerful, from £25 upwards. You can't argue at that, and for what you get for your money and the quality that they are producing, actually, I'm really impressed. The 50 is fantastic for closer up stuff, I've got to be honest. The 25 surprised me. I really like the 25. And the reason I like the 25 is that I could get a wide enough shot for doing general photos in, but also when I was doing the close-ups, actually, I really like the out of focus background. It was gorgeous the way it did it. I also really liked is the distance. So it was 0.2. So you could get that a little bit closer, but it made for a fantastic shot. And these shots of the poppy, I just really like the background in those. It works beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. Now these are totally unedited, the nefs, they're not even set to the camera profile, which we could go and set now, to be fair, onto there, and just do camera standard. Is that going to change much? Typical Adobe doesn't fix that still. Yeah, a little bit's changed it, it's brought it a bit brighter. So, makeup for yourself. I think they're fantastic. I'm quite happy focusing manually anyway, to be fair. It's not really a big deal for me. If you're not used to that, is it going to bother you? I wouldn't go and buy a set of these, I've got to be honest. I would buy one and just go, you know what, I'm just going to take photos with this lens and this lens only today, and go and do that. And I think you'll be surprised. I think it's a great discipline. I think you'll learn more about your camera. And I think it's a cheap way of getting a 1.8 lens and getting stuff that you want. Hope that helped. Hope you like seeing that sort of stuff. Links are down below for any other stuff of these that you want to go and have a look at yourselves, see if you want one. Like and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.